Welcome to the Shango Diaries, where passion meets vulnerability and love unfolds one story at a time. Modern, raw, and unapologetically real. Get ready to dive into the unexpected. This is the Shango Diaries, written by M. Madison.
Yo, what's good? Welcome back to the Shango Diaries. This week, Monica and Shango are 2 months in, going strong, making plans, and turning up the heat. But life's still messy. Work stress, co-parenting drama, and even wedding talk creeping in. Through every diary entry and email, Monica's laying it all out. Love, struggle, and the ride-or-die energy that keeps her going. But can love really hold it all together? Let's get into it.
Okay, so you ready to get a little bit personal? Because today we're going deep into a love affair that is truly captivating.
Yeah.
We're talking emails and diary entries.
Wow.
Laying bare a real-life romance that is honestly way more fascinating than any reality show I've ever seen.
You know what I think is so compelling about this? It's that we're not just getting like the Instagram version, the picture-perfect moments. We're seeing the raw, unfiltered moments of intimacy and connection between Monica and Shango. It's January 2008. She's a powerhouse TV producer. He's an actor and audiobook narrator. I mean, their story is just starting to unfold.
It's like we've stumbled upon a time capsule, packed with stolen kisses and like secret little whispers. Let's rewind to their 2-month anniversary.
Okay.
Monica sends this email that is just dripping with desire. I mean, she's talking about falling deeper and deeper in love with Shango. And his response, woof. I mean, let's just say it's enough to make you blush. He talks about wanting to slam her with everything he has.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, their language is definitely suggestive of a passionate and intense connection. There's a boldness in their expressions,
yeah,
a sense of urgency and desire that's palpable even through written words.
right. And it's not just the steamy stuff. There's also this really playful banter that's just as captivating. Like, remember that Peaches inside joke?
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's like their own little code word.
Right.
Adding this layer of sensuality and playfulness to their communication, it hints at a level of intimacy where they've created their own little private world full of shared meaning and inside jokes.
Yes. And, Monica's life outside of their relationship is no less fascinating. She's this total boss lady producing this gritty MMA reality show called Iron Ring, dealing with a demanding production team.
Wow.
And she's navigating motherhood on top of it all.
It's a lot to juggle.
It is a lot to juggle.
Yeah, it's remarkable how she seems to effortlessly glide between these different roles. One minute she's this, tough as nails producer, and the next she's pouring her heart out to Shango, revealing this incredible vulnerability and tenderness.
Right. And you get the sense that she is a woman who knows what she wants, both in her career and in her personal life. And when it comes to Shango, she's definitely not afraid to express her desire for a deeper commitment.
Yeah, and one email in particular really stood out to me.
Okay.
Where she describes this beautiful, almost idyllic vision of their future family life, It's filled with these really vivid images, changing diapers, nursing their baby, Shango and their child cuddled up on the couch.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it paints a very specific picture, doesn't it? It's as if she's already envisioned every detail of their future together, down to the furniture in their living room.
Right. And, it reveals this really deep longing for that traditional family structure, which maybe suggests a desire for something that she perhaps lacked in her own childhood. It's fascinating how these personal narratives intertwine with their romantic aspirations.
Yeah, and that's where things get a little bit more complicated. Shango's response to her family dreams is a bit more ambiguous. He mentions looking for a house with certain features, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, a fireplace. But there's this curious omission.
He doesn't mention anything about a nursery or space for children.
Right.
It creates this subtle tension, like a question mark hanging over their shared vision of the future.
You have to wonder, are they truly on the same page? Is Monica projecting her desires onto a relationship that might not be ready for that next step?
Right. It's that classic dilemma. The heart wants what it wants, but is the head in agreement? We often see this in relationships where one person is further along in their vision for the future than the other.
And as if navigating the complexities of a new relationship isn't enough, we also see Monica grappling with the challenges of co-parenting. Her exchanges with Jordan's father, Tony, are tense, to say the least.
Yeah, this subplot just adds another layer of stress to Monica's already full plate. It seems like the demands of her career are constantly vying for attention with her personal life, leaving her feeling pulled in multiple directions.
It's almost like watching a high wire act,
Yeah.
where she's balancing her demanding job, her passionate new relationship, and the responsibilities of motherhood, all while trying to maintain her own sanity.
Right. And it really speaks volumes about her resilience and her adaptability. She's clearly a woman who thrives in the midst of chaos, able to compartmentalize and navigate complex situations with remarkable grace. It's interesting, though, because even with the intensity of her relationship with Shango, Monica doesn't lose sight of the other important relationships in her life. We see her emailing her sister about birthday plans, catching up with her friend Rashay, and even navigating a bit of office drama.
Right. She mentions that her colleagues, Jersey and Ryoji, decided to upgrade to first-class flights without permission. And the executive producer, David, is not pleased.
Oh, no.
Headache.
Yeah, that's a big one. It's a reminder that even when you're, caught up in this whirlwind romance, real life doesn't stop. Monica is still grounded in the day-to-day realities of her job, her family, and her friendships.
Oh, totally. And speaking of reality checks, her co-parenting situation with Tony continues to be a source of tension. Like, he sends her this incredibly offensive email, and honestly, her response is a masterclass in composure.
It's a fascinating blend of strength and vulnerability.
Yeah.
She doesn't shy away from calling out his hypocrisy, pointing out that his insult would apply to his own mother and grandmother.
Right.
But she also expresses her disappointment, saying that she, really thought more of him.
Yeah, it's like she's simultaneously setting boundaries, but also appealing to his better nature. It takes a lot of emotional intelligence to navigate those kinds of conversations.
Oh, for sure.
Especially when they're laced with past hurts and resentments.
Absolutely. And it really highlights the complexities of blended families and the long-lasting impact of past relationships. These dynamics don't just disappear when a romantic relationship ends. They continue to shape the lives of everyone involved, especially the children.
And then, in the midst of all of this, Monica sends Shango an email that is incredibly revealing. I mean, she basically diagnoses herself as a Shangoholic.
Right. That email is so raw and honest and a little bit unsettling. She talks about how he consumes her thoughts, how she physically craves him, and how he makes her feel things that she's never felt before.
And she even admits to burning her little black book. I mean,
wow.
She is all in on this relationship.
She's completely devoted to Shango, yeah. And on the surface, it appears to be like this grand gesture of love and commitment. But it also raises questions about the healthiness of this level of obsession. Is this genuine love, or is it bordering on something more possessive and potentially unhealthy?
It's a fine line, isn't it? I mean, passion can be intoxicating.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's important to maintain a sense of self and independence within a relationship, too.
Exactly. And that's kind of where Monica's declaration becomes a bit more complex. Is she truly empowered by this all-consuming love, or is she losing herself in the process?
Right. And then we have Shango's email about the house in Bronxville. He lays out all these specific features: 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, a fireplace. But he doesn't mention anything about a nursery or space for children.
Right. It's a significant omission, especially considering Monica's heartfelt confession about wanting to have a baby with him. It feels like a cold shower after she's just poured her heart out.
Totally. It creates this sense of unease, like maybe they're not as aligned as they thought.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, how will Monica react to this apparent disconnect?
That is the question. This is where the real test of their compatibility comes in. Can they navigate this difference in expectations? Can they communicate their needs openly and honestly without letting resentment build?
Right. The next set of emails is crucial. It'll reveal a lot about how they handle conflict and whether they can bridge this gap in their visions for the future. Yeah. I mean, so we're left hanging, right? Did Monica just let that house comment slide?
Not a chance. She confronts him head on.
Oh, good.
Calls him out on his, ever-changing decisions and for making her feel uncertain about their future. It's clear she needs reassurance, and she needs it now.
Yeah, she basically tells him to stop flip-flopping and make up his mind.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this back and forth thing, she says. But it's not just anger. You can hear the hurt, right, beneath the words. She's put herself out there, declared her love and commitment, and now she's left wondering if he's truly on the same page.
Totally.
So how does Shango respond? Does he apologize? Does he try to even explain himself?
Well, it's interesting. He doesn't offer a direct apology, but he does try to soothe her anxieties in his own way. He calls her gorgeous, tells her to be waiting for him at the house. It's almost like he's trying to sidestep the serious conversation and reestablish their physical connection.
Mm-hmm. And then there's that email, the one where he talks about wanting to slam her against the wall and slam inside her from any angle.
Yeah.
Talk about a change in subject.
It's a very physical response, almost primal.
Yeah.
And it seems to be effective. Monica responds with a resounding yes, yes, yes.
So it's obvious that their physical chemistry is off the charts. But is that enough to build a lasting relationship? Can passion and desire overcome these fundamental differences in communication and expectations?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? You know, we often get so swept away by the excitement of a new relationship and the intensity of the attraction. But true compatibility requires more than just sparks.
Right. It requires open communication, a willingness to understand each other's needs, and a shared vision for the future. And honestly, that's something we can all learn from, whether we're navigating a new romance or long-term partnership.
Yeah, relationships take work. They require us to be vulnerable, to express our desires and fears, and to be willing to compromise. And sometimes, even with all the effort in the world, things just don't align.
So what do you think is the most important ingredient for a relationship to thrive? Is it passionate love, open communication, shared goals? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Head over to our social media and let us know using #relationshipgoals. And until next time, keep it real, keep it raw, and keep those sparks flying.
Hey, that's a wrap on this week's episode of the Shango Diaries. My journey is getting deeper and deeper, more intense, and definitely more complicated. Love, career, family, it's all colliding, and you already know there's more to come. If you're feeling this story, make sure to subscribe, drop a review, and share it with someone who connects with my world. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's next, because things are about to take a turn. Until next time, keep chasing your dreams, following your heart, and most importantly, keeping it real. Come back next week.